and welcome to Friday. Now, normally on a Friday, we would be spending our time playing video games together, but this week was definitely a week, and Johnny decided he was very tired and just wanted to watch shows, so we watched some YouTube, and as is clockwork, Johnny fell asleep. So, I get to talk about the big thing for today that honestly I wasn't expecting to ever happen, but due to the way that the world has been going, I realized this is probably going to be a worthy investment. Now, what am I talking about? Well, I've been talking about how there are two major projects that I'm currently working on that I hope to announce in June. And I've been working on getting some assets put together so I can actually enact these two projects. Now, one of those projects that I talked about is pertaining to my VTuber model. I've talked about how I am going to be working on a new model. I've got a new outfit design. I actually finished the reference sheet, so yeah, part of it's already worked on. I've got the reference sheet done. I got some other design stuff that I'm going to work on before I actually start working on the model. But there was some tech behind all of this that I needed to figure out. And I'm going to try my best to not talk about it in a way that spoils everything. But long story short, in the past, my computer had issues with trying to handle everything that I was working on simultaneously. Because one of the things I used to do in the past, I had a lot. You know what? Now that I think about it, I can't even talk about this without spoiling it. Streaming. I'm talking about streaming. I plan to return to streaming at some point. I'm working on a new model. That's what the new outfit is. Yada, yada, yada. Now, one of the issues I had with streaming was, even though my computer is very beefy, very powerful, it can handle just about everything I throw at it. The one thing it hasn't been able to handle is it hasn't been able to handle all of my streaming setup and running AAA games at the same time. Because, for those of you who don't know, I like to run my streams in 4K. I like to record them in 4K while streaming, so I'm streaming and then recording on the back end. On top of that, I run 4K VTuber models on top of alerts and all that stuff. So a lot of resources go into my streaming setup. And in the past, I used to have a dual PC setup, and that worked okay until the second PC, which was entirely for streaming, just ran out of support. It actually couldn't be upgraded to Windows 11 because the parts were too old, and things were just starting to fail because, again, the parts were too old. So I ended up retiring that and tried going to a singular PC, and I always had issues with PC games. Again, my computer can handle running AAA games in maximum settings and recording them at the same time in maximum settings. I can do that just fine. What it can't handle is running the games, recording the games, streaming the games, and running other stuff at the same time. That's when it starts to get a little much. Now, a lot of streamers with high-end builds will also tell you, like, they just do a dual PC setup. But the problem is, PC parts are really expensive right now. They're insanely expensive. Trying to build a PC with the specs that I'm looking for would probably cost me about $2,000. And, yeah, I don't really want to spend that much on just another PC. Because literally all this secondary PC would do is just stream. That's all it would do, is just stream. I would have that PC with the capture card and just stream my games and probably have my main PC plugged in to the capture card and just stream. I don't want to spend $2,000 for something that's just going to stream. If I'm going to spend that kind of money, I want it to do something else. I want it to be something. And we ended up talking, Johnny and I talked about it, and we actually talked about the Steam Machine. Now, the Steam Machine's not out yet as of recording this video. We don't even have a concrete price, but we ended up talking about the rumored prices being around $950 to $1,000, and I was talking about how that's super expensive, and then Johnny pointed out, yeah, but that's like a beginner end PC. That's actually not that bad. And that dawned on me. Yeah, $1,000 for what is essentially a starter PC would actually be really good. I would pay $1,000 for a starter PC. If I could spend $1,000 on essentially a PC that can just, even something as simple as play games, so that way I can offset the resources on my computer, that would be amazing. But oh gosh darn, the Steam Machine's not out yet, and we don't know if or when it's ever coming out. And that was the dilemma. Because I plan on returning to streaming soon. June, I plan to start returning to streaming, and I kind of needed a fix now. And at first, the whole bottleneck was, oh, well, I need something that'll stream. You know, the Steam Machine can stream. But then I thought about it, and I'm like, wait a minute, why don't I have the separate device for gaming, and my PC is for the streaming? And that's where we're at. So all of this is a giant workaround to say I bought a thing that I was never expecting to purchase. Because it did everything that I just said that I was looking for in a device. I'm looking for a PC or PC alternative that can play all of my PC games, or 99% of them, so that way I can offload that work and just use the PC for streaming. Now, what device did I end up getting? Now, for those of you who don't know, I actually have a Steam Deck. We bought one about a year ago, and I love the thing. However, the issue that I have with it is it primarily plays Steam games. Now, I have modded my Steam Deck, and the Steam Deck is great for emulation. I don't plan to stop using it for emulation, and it's great for Steam games, but when it comes to running other storefronts, it's extremely limited, because you can mod it to run other storefronts, but because it's a Linux system, your option if you want full connectivity to everything is you need to run Windows. So yes, that was the issue. The issue was I was looking for some sort of PC alternative that could play all storefronts, and while I tried with the Steam Deck, I realized it wasn't going to do everything that I wanted to do. It's an amazing emulation system. I'm going to continue using it for emulation, especially for the streams that I plan to do in the future. I'm going to need an emulation machine that's not my PC, and the Steam Deck is going to be that. But I needed something that, again, was a PC alternative that could play all of my PC games, because I like to take advantage of the free games, meaning that I have a bunch of games, not just on Steam, but also on Epic and GOG, as well as the Amazon Games Launcher. So I needed a device that was a PC alternative, or APC, that could play all of those and also easily connect to my TV. And so I decided I'm going to get the ROG Ally X. Could I have easily gotten a laptop for the same amount as this? Probably. But, I just like the fact that it's a handheld. So I chose this instead of a laptop, because I actually have a track record of not liking gaming laptops. I'd rather have a gaming portable and just set it up on the TV than have a portable laptop. So, yep, we bought the ROG Ally X. Now again, I really want to preface this. Johnny and I were not originally planning on getting this system. Again, we liked our Steam Decks. I didn't really see a reason to have one because, again, I like my Steam Deck. But as I thought about it more and more, it just kind of fit everything that I needed. Again, I need that PC alternative that can play all the storefronts that I need. Good enough specs that can pretty much play 1080p perfectly fine. Everything that I've seen, this thing can pretty much do that. And again, it was same price if not, depending on the model, cheaper than a gaming laptop. Now, the difference between a laptop and something like the ROG Ally X is a laptop is more built for being a workstation that also plays games. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for something that will play games. And also, I really like hybrid portable PC consoles. I do. I love the Steam Deck. I love the Switch. An excuse to get this was great. So, I'm gonna put this damn thing together, and I'm actually really excited about it. Oh yeah, I should probably also show this. I got a dock. I also ordered a dock with it. This came via Amazon, and from what I read, this is kind of one of the best docks you can get for your money. This was like 35 bucks, so we're gonna set this up on the TV. We're gonna get that set up. I also got a screen protector, so I'm gonna put that on, and we'll see how it goes.